What was that?
I was counting down.
That's how we count? I've seen that counting before. It's like a wave count. It's like
Yeah,
a
I was doing
wave.
it. Like, "Hey,
Yeah.
look, you see I got my nails done today."
No,
I
it
was
looks
gonna
very calm.
I was gonna do blue, like a dark blue, but then I saw the pink and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do pink."
Pink is pretty.
Yeah, it made me feel like, you know, so a little bit relaxing.
Yeah, like, but you don't have anything fancy on there.
No, not like I normally do I? I
No.
haven't done I haven't done anything fancy for the past 3 nail appointments. I don't know why. I don't know. I just been doing like the little see
See, the last time I thought something
no,
fancy was there. Was
no,
it just different colors?
it was just the different colors. That's it. Nothing.
Some people would call that fancy.
Mm-mm. No, and this time I just got pink and the soft pink or chrome or whatever on this one. Yeah, and I was gonna do this on all of them, and then he did it on this one first, and I went, "That's enough. Just let's stay on that one."
Oh, you don't like the chrome?
I do. I liked it, but I thought it would be that's my fancy for this time. One chrome finger.
Wow, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Nothing too much.
Nothing. Because normally I go all out with the fanciness. That's my vice is nails and coffee.
I know, that's what I was saying. It looks softly, like, plain, like,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah. But it's calm though, so it's alright.
Yeah, I haven't had my nails done in months. I did put some
You
press-on
did the press-on ones, and they
when I
were
went on
so cute.
vacation. I know. I wanna do some more. I keep
They were
saying Imma look for some more press-ons. I'm lazy, but I see them online, and some of them online look really nice,
mhm,
but then I think, "I don't know, like, are they gonna fit?" Like, I like to see
mhm,
them in person because people make them themselves now.
mhm.
Those homemade, handmade, or whatever press-ons.
The last time we were out, we was in Maryland, and we went to the Rondo Mills Mall, and
Yeah,
they have one of those kiosks, like, when you're walking down the middle of the mall,
right.
and there's this one kiosk that sells, like, all these different types of nails, like the glue-on nails or press-on nails.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they're all designs, and it's you can get them sized for kids on up to adults, and my granddaughter, Malia, is the one who pointed it out to me, and she got some, and they were super, super cute, and so when you're there, though, and you can point them out, you can actually kinda put them up against your fingers and see if they fit.
What
So,
are they expensive?
no more than
$20? Less than that?
yeah, like that, like between 50 and 25 depending on the design. Cause some of them was like really designed, they're like gaudy, you know what I mean? And then some were simpler, some were like Hello Kitty, like kids and stuff. But it was really, really cute, Kimmy. So next time
Did
you're
she
in
and you brought
there
'em,
she bought them. We bought her the kid ones. I think she got Hello Kitty or
but she hasn't used them?
yeah, she has. That was a few months ago, maybe a month or 2 ago.
And they were easy to use and everything.
Super easy to use. Super easy.
Okay,
Next
you got
time
me.
you're out there, you should go by there and try it. You would
Yeah,
like it.
Imma have to do it because I feel like my nails need a little, like, zhuzhing.
A little zhuzh
Yes, a little bit, just a little bit of zhuzh,
mhm, mhm.
not too
But
much.
your nails don't look bad, like, I don't even know what my nails look without them being done.
Well, I mean, the challenge though is when I do those my challenge is the glue. Like, I used to like the, what is it? Not the OPI, the Express? No, the Kiss nails. I think it's
Mhm.
Kiss. That has the ones that had the little pads on them.
Yeah, you could just do the
You
stick.
just take them off, and they actually used to work, like, they would last, like, a good week,
Mhm.
but now it's hard to find them. Now it's mostly just the glue, and
Yeah.
so my challenge with the glue is, like, trying to get the glue off where it doesn't really pull my nail off because it will make it weak, and then it
Of
just
course.
takes some time for it to, like, grow out. Like,
Mhm.
one is looking like it's about to break right now, actually. So, that's the challenge with those, but it's the same thing with the gel, because then you gotta put the gel on, and then you gotta, take that off properly, or else that'll tear your nails.
Yeah.
I don't know. this is leading to our soft life, Denise. Like what we would think the soft life.
That's
Yeah.
a part of my soft life, just getting my nails done, and you know how I am about my anxiety, so I always try to I found this, nail tech that really works with me, and he'll come in, like, an hour before the store actually opens,
Mhm.
and he'll do my nails. So, like, the store opens at 10. He's even allowed me to come at, like, 8:30 before the store opens, and he'll do my nails for me so I don't have to deal with a crowd of people, a lot of people. God has been so good for me, and I feel like that's a part of my soft life, finding and I also tip him well for doing that for me,
Right, right. Uh,
and, y
Changing his hours.
yes, mhm, yep, or either he'll stay late after it closes, like, they close at, like, 7, he'll stay till, like, 8, 8:30 or something.
Mhm.
I just feel like God is so been so good to me for me to find those type of people in my life that doesn't judge me for my little quirks, and they kinda work with me. Of course, I compensate, but, still people don't have to do that. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah, yeah, they can be like, "These are the hours."
Yeah, and that's it. You either deal and some people have, like, "No, I'm not doing that. No."
Right, right, right. They don't wanna get there when the place opens. They certainly don't
Mm,
be there early.
yeah,
Do think that while the soft life is not expensive vacations and handbags and taking pictures on yachts, it is about living a life that brings you joy, brings you comfort, that brings you ease,
yeah,
right? And less stress. And so if getting your nails done is something that reduces your stress level, it brings you joy, right? Makes you feel good about yourself. That to me is a part of the soft life. But I
yeah,
know when we did our episode about the soft life, we got some comments from women saying, "Yeah, they can't afford the soft life. The soft life is expensive
mhm,
and they have to work. And what are they supposed to do about money? And
yeah,
they're going to get a rich person or rich
yeah.
man
Who's gonna fund this soft
who's going to
this
fund it."
so-called
Right, right. That's not what it is. I don't know where this definition came from or where this morphing of the original definition came
yeah.
from, that this is what the soft life is. It's about women just doing as little as possible.
And I think they also look at the soft life as doing nothing all day ever. Like you're in this mode 24/7. And that's not necessarily it. I'm not saying that that's not a maybe a category of it, and some women may be able to do that or accomplish that. But it could be something super
You
simple
mean no chores, like no
like,
cooking, no
right,
nail.
yeah, or me getting up at 7 to go get my nails done or get dropped off to get my nails done at 8 for a person who coming in before the store opens at 10, and it's nice and it's quiet and it's soft in there and I'm getting my nails done, and you know what I mean? That just that 1 hour a day. A lot of times we've been so conditioned that you hear people say, "I have to hold it all together because if I don't, everything falls apart," because they look at the soft life as equating it to being lazy, and that's just simply not true. That's not true, you know?
You mean getting rest.
Yes, as being lazy when actually I feel like so especially Black women, we've been raised directly or indirectly, however you may look at it, to be strong, to be resilient, to be self-sacrificing, to look at our identity as being strong, because we look at softness as being weakness or
Uh,
putting yourself in an unsafe position if you're too soft. And I think that we're looking at the two meanings of soft different because me living the soft life doesn't necessarily mean that I'm soft and you can run over me. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So I think that we're looking at it different. And because we feel like we don't have 24 hours, 7 days a week to dedicate to it, then just doing it for 4 minutes doesn't necessarily say we're having a soft life, you know?
This whole idea, and I think that's what you're touching on now, is one of the reasons that some women are not able to tap into their soft life,
Mhm,
is this myth of the strong Black woman.
mhm,
So you can't you have to, which is, I guess, the opposite of soft, right? Strong versus soft, where you don't ever really have permission to be tired, to ask for help, to slow down, to really just be a woman and human,
Yeah.
because we have been conditioned as Black women to constantly be working and doing. And
Yeah.
so because we've always been told that we need to be working, we need to be doing, we need to be proving ourselves
Mhm.
in our work, and whether it's your work at home or even your work in the office, right? And your work at home even, you're supposed to be, keeping up with the kids and keeping up with
Mhm.
all of their things if you have children, keeping up with the house, making sure that that's clean, keeping up with family members and making sure they don't need anything, keeping up with what's going on in your community and your church and your neighbors and all of that kind of stuff.
That's
And
true.
so if you're not doing that, like if you're resting or you're sitting down even,
Mhm.
or you're taking a nap, then you're being lazy. But the other side of that is you're just literally just running yourself into the grave.
You are because generationally we have been taught to be in survival mode. And to be fair, not we've been taught it because it has been a learned behavior because of the environment that we are always in, especially as Black people, from systematic racism to racial tension to, being overlooked, overcast, belittled, the whole 9 yards. So we have been taught to be to survive, not thrive, but truly just survive. In that survival mode, sometimes it's hard to turn off. It's
Mhm.
just sometimes it's just so hard to turn that switch off because many of us come from a lineage that all they could do was survive. There was no ease. There was no priority that was set upon them. The priority was everything else and everyone else. Mothers and grandmothers, they worked and they endured and they pushed through. There was no real softness, no ease. They didn't have no options, no luxuries, and their mindset was, I just don't have time to slow down because I am literally constantly in survival mode.
Mhm.
How do you get a soft life when you are on high alert 24?
Think the first step is to realize that that was them and that
Mhm.
generation,
That
and
was
that
it.
doesn't have to be you, right? Like, that doesn't have to be your generation, and that doesn't have to be your life, because they taught you that because that's what they knew, and that's what was needed by them at that time. But now we have gotten to a point where our parents wanted us to have more than what they had. They wanted us to
Mhm.
have better than what they had. And some of that could be more than just money, right? It could be more than just houses. It can be more than just nicer cars
Mhm.
and nice schools. It can actually be, I want you to be able to take a vacation. I want you to be able to rest. I want you to be able to sit down. I want you to not feel like you have to be going constantly and taking care of everything all the time, like I had to do, because I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice of whether I could stop or I can sit down, because that was all that I knew how to do. And if that's all they know, then they can't really teach you anything
They
different.
can teach you different. That's right.
Right? People basically just teach what they know. They don't teach what they don't know. And so because that's what our grandmothers had to do, and it might be challenging, especially if you have a mom or you have a matriarch in your family that is still feeling like, you do too much of this resting. And why do you only have one job? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I don't even know if you're working. Are you working? Because it seems like you're at home a lot, right? Even if you're like working from home, or you take a day off from work and they're like, "Are you sick? Like, what's going on? Like, why are you taking any days off from work?" Or they
I
don't.
heard people say, "Oh, you work from home. You ain't doing and you work from home. You can do your stuff. You can do your laundry. You could do." I mean, it's like,
Yeah, they don't think you're really working if you're inside, like, your home. Yeah, not realize, and not to mention, if you are working from home as a woman, that's a luxury, right? So why are you trying to add more things to me? Like, oh, you could be cooking, you could be cleaning, you could be doing your
yep,
laundry, you could be
yep.
doing all that. Why? I'm working. I'm already doing one thing, right? I'm already doing the one thing in my home. Like, this is not a time for me to start adding chores.
So let me do it. But there lies that pressure to overperform, that pressure in many spaces, especially professional ones, like they feel like they must, overperform, work twice as hard as others, be twice as prepared, and prove their worth constantly, especially Black women, you know, period. We always have a microscope on us, and we can't afford to be soft because we got to stay sharp, because they're looking at us twice as hard. They're looking at us, twice as long. So we have to, and it's true. It's not something we fabricate. It is absolutely true. So I feel like sometimes it's hard for us to get out of the overperform mode. We overperform at work because we have to in order to just survive. And then
In the workplace. Not necessarily gonna elevate you.
yes, exactly. And then when you come home, it's like you're still in that mode to constantly overperform to eventually you're just down the rabbit hole. So soft life seems so far, out of reach from who you are or what you're doing at that moment.
Well, this is why I feel there are, like, simple things that you can be doing
Mhm, mhm,
to get your soft life. If we are saying that the soft life is about ease and comfort and joy
mhm,
and healing, right?
mhm,
Healing
mhm, mhm,
from whatever your past hurts and pains and things are.
mhm.
You could be doing something very simple, like we talked about before, of just setting boundaries and saying no. That can get you that can be a part of your ease, right? That can be a part of your reducing your stress levels
Yeah,
because women definitely need to reduce their stress levels, and it's something as small as that. Just say no to something this week that you know that you should say no to.
yeah, yeah.
Just say no to that one thing. Just say no to, like, one thing, and that could be for you getting to your soft life or tapping into your soft life. It's like setting boundaries and saying no so that you're not constantly being run down and taken
Mm,
advantage of. Yes, yes, absolutely. And be okay with that too. Like,
yeah,
that's the other part. Or
yeah,
not be okay with it, but just do it.
yeah.
You don't have to be okay with it. Maybe
I
you
read,
just
uh,
go ahead and do it.
I printed it. I read somewhere that they said that,
And
uh
don't explain yourself. Don't explain. Just say no.
I
And
read somewhere where it says, women feel that they don't have the luxury of a soft life because it lacks emotional safety. That softness requires safety emotionally, physically, and financially. And many women have experienced disappointment in relationships, being unsupported, and having to do it all alone. And so, softness or the soft life feels like a risk to them, and if they let their guard down, who's going to be there to catch them, to take care of them? They feel like they have to be financially set comfortably before they can even tap into the soft life, because if not, they don't feel safe in that space. What do you think about that? I read that article saying that.
I mean, the same person who's been taking care of themselves? I don't know. I mean, I feel that many times women don't put enough appreciation on how far they've come and what they've been able to do.
Yeah.
So, if you've been able to take care of yourself thus far in life, and maybe you are a single person or a single mom or caregiver and you are single
Yeah.
and you've been able to keep food on the table, you've been able to take care of yourself and take care of those that are in your care,
Mhm.
then why would shifting that not continue to allow you to still be able to take care of people? Now, I guess if you're thinking the only reason I'm able to do that is because I work these 3 jobs and, I'm constantly on the go and I never do anything for myself, and that's the only reason I'm able to maintain, then I would say that some of that might be your thinking as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're thinking
Absolutely.
that that's the only way that you are able to survive
Yeah.
that way, when you've not tried any other methods, you've not tried
Right.
anything else that might lend itself to still allowing you to take care of yourself, but in a better way.
But I also think they feel guilty, like they feel guilty of slowing down, if they even try to slow down. And I'm speaking from experience, I should be doing more. Other people have it harder, or I can't relax yet, especially when you're used to being the helper, the fixer, the backbone, the controller, the nurturer, the server. You got all the
See it come from where we're
skills,
always comparing ourselves to what other
Yeah,
people are doing. What
always.
is that? Like, oh, every my life is so easy and, even though I have to do 500 things, there's someone else who has to do 1,000 things.
Mhm,
And so
mhm.
because they have to do 1,000 things, I only have to do 500 things. I don't see why I can't do these 500 things. Like, what is this comparison
Yeah.
to other people's
The
lives?
sin of comparison. Well, I don't I think that that comes from people longing and wanting. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna get back to that because I heard this guy that I've been following, this influencer and CEO entrepreneur talk about when people compare and they look at other people and they think that other people have it better than them. I'm gonna come back to that, but I want
Is it right? They have it better or worse.
yeah, or
In
worse.
this case, you're saying other people have it worse. I have
Mhm.
it bad, but they have it worse. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
So I'm
continue
just gonna
down
keep on
with my bad because it's not bad as their worse. But
Mhm.
that doesn't make any
But that
sense.
doesn't make sense because your worst is your worst.
Right.
Period.
That's it.
Period. It really is. Yeah, I agree. I
It really
totally agree.
does.
I can remember though when it's saying guilt around rest and joy and I should be doing more. I can remember when I stopped working and
Mhm.
I was just around this house just just exhausting myself, just busy, busy, busy finding stuff. And I can remember talking to you and I was just in tears and I was just trying to figure it out and my anxiety was so high. I was talking to a therapist. I was just going through all the things and you said to me that it sounds like you're so busy doing that you forgot to start being. And I think that that in itself is a part of introducing yourself to a softer life.
Mm.
Auditing
That's the key, I think, right there.
yeah,
Instead of doing, start being.
start
Like,
being.
living more into your, like, feminine.
In your femininity, in your moment, outside of the chaos. You know what I mean? Choosing peace over chaos, choosing alignment over exhaustion, and choosing yourself without the internal guilt when you choose yourself. And that stuck with me so much. You saying you're so busy doing, Denise, that you forgot to be. You forgot the whole being of human being. It doesn't say human doing. It's
Right.
human being. And you laid into me. I just sat there and cried and just listened to you. And I can remember getting off the phone thinking, here I am almost 60 years old and I am guilty because I'm not doing enough. And here I am, my friend finally says to me, sit your ass down, tap into yourself. About to have a nervous breakdown and start being. And I think that is the first step. To be honest, Kamisha, I think that is the first step to your soft life, even if it's 5 minutes a day. Because those 5 minutes are going to feel so good that eventually you'll increase it to 10 minutes. And you may increase it to 15 minutes. And then before you know it, you'll have 2, 3 hours out of your day where you really, really tap into you, to yourself, and that is what stuck in my head is that your soft life is about being and not about doing. Just being in the moment. Talk to yourself lovingly, tap into who you are for 5 or 6 minutes and stop doing. No, half the people that are around you don't appreciate 75% of the shit that you do anyway. They
Exactly.
really don't. They just expect you to do it, to be
They
honest,
appreciate it because they know your
'cause
capacity,
you're
so
gonna do
they're
it.
like, "You can do more." And
Yeah.
you see
Yeah.
that?
But
It makes
sometimes
people
I
do
just
it
don't have
too.
the capacity to do more. Sometimes I am working on fumes. I'm working on the residual, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I'm sitting here having the aha moment
Versus
of first
doing
step.
is what is
What
where
is
you
your
need to
being?
start.
Mhm.
How are you being
Mhm.
you as a woman moving about in this world?
Yeah.
And are you being somebody who is taking your rest? Are you being someone who is finding more time for yourself?
Mhm.
Like you said, even in the morning, if you just take the, additional you take 5 minutes or 10 minutes before everybody else gets up
Mhm.
in the house and you don't sit and like do a list, you don't sit and what is it? All
Yeah.
the things I need to do. You
Right.
just sit there maybe and just be quiet, right? Or you sit there and you get yourself a cup of coffee and you just look at the birds or you watch the sunrise or you just try and be at peace, right? Before everything else like starts waking up and
That's right.
moving into chaos.
Mhm.
And so that could be a soft life step as well, right? Taking charge of your morning before other people start taking charge of it.
Of
Like
your morning.
don't get up and start looking at your phone. Don't
Mhm.
do that
Yeah.
because all that's gonna be on there is
Stuff to do.
that people have sent with requests for shit they want you to do.
Mhm.
You might have calls that you missed. Now you're feeling guilty because
Mhm.
you missed the
Mhm.
calls. There's gonna be some kind of news on there that's gonna upset you and get you, completely off of your morning.
Yeah.
Or there could be something you're looking at on social media that, like, pisses you off, like, this person is something that makes you jealous or upset or angry. It's like, I think that this whole, cell phone, social media, all of this stuff has added to women's levels of stress, unease, anxiety,
Mhm.
and then there's this desire always to make sure you're on top of everything anyway.
Yeah.
So now you have this phone that's supposed to have everything that you need in it, but that's just adding to, your feelings of unworthiness, frustration. It's like, how about that? How about you just start there? How about
Yeah.
every morning, maybe at morning and night, right? Before you when you get up in the morning,
Yeah.
just get up.
Yeah.
Just get
Yeah.
up. That's it. Pretend you don't have a phone. Leave your phone out in another room somewhere so it's not even right on your bedside when you wake up. Have it somewhere else and just wake up. Maybe
Mhm.
just lay there
Lay
for
there for
5
5 or 10
minutes,
minutes. Yeah.
and that's it. And don't do anything. Don't get your phone. Don't get, any message. Don't look at any of that stuff that's gonna like disturb your day. Just say some gratitude, prayers, some gratitudes or some prayers, or just look at the ceiling, like whatever it is that you do, but don't start by allowing other people to tell you what you need to be doing for the day.
The soft life starts by beginning your day in a way that you want to enter the day. So,
Yeah,
how do you want to enter your day? Do you want to enter your day in chaos? Because if you jump right up doing, serving, doing all the things for other people, you've already started your day in a chaotic. I'm not saying it may not get there, but in all intentions, start your day entering into your soft life, even if it's just 5-10 minutes to lay there with the lights off and just not talk to nobody.
exactly. That's a great way to start. I think so. And once you do start getting into your day, if there's messages that you don't return or
Mhm.
requests that are given to you and you decide I don't want to do it, or if there's a call that comes in and you just let it go to voicemail,
Mhm.
so be it. And
Mhm.
don't feel guilty about that either. Because that's the other part. It's like, oh my God, somebody, I missed a call. It's
Yeah.
like if the
It gives you anxiety.
nobody's calling to tell you the world is ending. You're gonna be able to see that outside. So whatever it is that they are calling about is not that important. It can wait until you are ready to address whatever the need is, because it's probably
Mhm.
something somebody else needs anyway. So whatever the need is, they're probably not calling to be like, "Oh my gosh, you're so wonderful and fantastic. I just called to say I love you." No, 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 no. So can not respond immediately to everybody's like requests of you and pulling
Yeah.
on you as
But
well.
everything is not for you to carry. My husband tells me this all the time. Why are you trying to fix something that is not yours to fix? Why did you grab that? Why did you take control of that? That wasn't even for you to fix. Now you have taken on that entire issue, that entire problem, and now they're looking onto you to fix it as if the problem initiated within you. That wasn't your problem. That wasn't your thing to fix. It wasn't for you to carry. It never belonged to you. So you
Yeah, but
picked it
but
up
see,
and
I feel
now
like women don't always know that, right?
yeah,
Like, if something comes to us, we feel like it's coming to us
we
because
gotta fix it because we gotta fix it.
like, why are
Mhm,
you bringing this to me if
mhm,
you don't
mhm,
want me to do something about it?
mhm,
Right? So now
mhm.
you brought it to me. And even then sometimes, even when it's not your thing, like, your husband is saying, but if they make it your thing, then you're like, I guess it's my thing. They said I'm
Yeah,
supposed to be doing it. I suppose I should be doing something about it. Not even really thinking, maybe this isn't for me. Like, maybe
yeah,
this isn't for me to solve. It's, instead of you holding on to it, you just give it back to them and be like, you know what?
yeah.
I'm not gonna take that right now. I'm gonna give that right back to you.
You know,
And I
I
it.
got into a really huge argument with my oldest daughter. She was going through an issue and she called me and she was just letting me have it, just venting, letting me have it. And I just sat there, just listening to her, just sat there. And then I said to her, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And then it's like she got so angry. And it wasn't that she was angry with me, she was angry with the situation. And I feel like she wanted me to say something to fix it, but I honestly didn't have the answers. You know what I mean? So I said, "What do you want me to do?" And it seemed like she got angrier with me because I didn't have the answer. And so she started
Because you
and
should have the answer.
yeah, because mom always has the answers. And then so she got angry and it's like, "Mom, I didn't want you to fix it." And so she got offended. The
Hmm.
next day she was fine after she slept on it, processed, and she came back, she apologized, we talked through it. But unbeknownst to her, when I got off the phone with her, I felt good. I was hurt that she was so angry, but I felt good that I didn't pick that up to fix it because it wasn't mine to fix. But in a normal situation, I would have picked that up and then I would have carried that stress and carried that and that pain. And I think me not knowing what to do was my blessing in disguise because me not knowing what to do was me not having to get that thing and fix it. And it figured itself out, you know?
Many times things will figure themselves out, but you're right. Sometimes it's not for you. Maybe you're just there to listen, and then you're
Mhm.
like,
We don't and as women, we act like we don't know how to listen. That's one of our problems. We act like we don't know how to
we're
listen.
listening
We
to
just
solve the
we just
problem.
we just have to solve it. We have to solve it. We have to figure it out. We have to give you all the answers. We're like Olivia Pope. We're the fixer. We gotta do it all. We don't know how to listen, you
Well, I
know?
think we don't do ourselves justice either by being so accommodating
Mhm.
and being, the what's the word? Enabling, right?
Mhm.
Enabling people in our lives, like allowing them not to do things for themselves, allowing them to lean on us to get
Mhm.
things done for them. And I have started, as my children have gotten older and they're like in their 20s now, but even
Yeah.
even when they were younger, and it was interesting because I think my husband was kinda like, "Well, why are you having them do that? Like,
Mhm.
won't you do that?" I'm like, "I don't want to, though." Like, and they Yes, like, I
Yeah.
recall when they were, because also, when you grow up in a different time, and as I did, and I was, part of the whole, like, latchkey
Yeah.
generation,
Me
we were
too.
very responsible, like, we
Yeah.
were doing all kinds of things on our own at, like,
Mhm.
7,
Yep.
kids at, like,
Yeah, 8, 9.
17
We were
still trying to figure
yeah.
out, like, how did you do that? Like, how did you even do that? And so, I was little. I probably was, like, 10 years old. I lived in an apartment, so we didn't have a washer and dryer, so we had to go to the laundromat to, like, wash our clothes, fold our clothes, and all this stuff. Learn how to iron at a very young age.
Me
And so
too.
then with my sons, they had to learn how to iron because they needed, like, shirts and slacks and
Mhm.
all this stuff for
Mhm.
school. I'm like, "I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'll show you, like, how you can do it,
Mhm.
and that's it. And if you after I've shown you, And, a friend of mine said this to me before, because she was going on about how, like, some parent had said to her, "Your son, he, showed up with some like, a wrinkled shirt or whatever," and she's like, "That's on him, that ain't on me. I already showed him how to iron his clothes. If he shows up with a wrinkled shirt on, I feel like that's a reflection on him. That is not a reflection on me."
Mhm.
But I think it was harder for my husband to get that, because 'cause I'm like, "I've shown them how to iron. They know how to iron. Yes, it's not gonna come out perfectly. Sometimes they might forget to do a sleeve or whatever, or it might be a quick once over and it hardly looks like they've ironed it." I
Yeah.
said, "But I'm not gonna take it over.
Yeah.
I'm still not taking it over. Like, I've already given them ownership of that. And
Mhm.
then why would I wanna take that back? Like, why would I wanna give that away
And
and
then take it back.
because you were uncomfortable with them taking on this, what to me was a very small responsibility. And I think that happens for women many times too, where we allow people to tell us what we need to be taking on. They
Yeah,
allow
I
them to
agree.
tell us, like, "Oh, you gave this thing away. It wasn't really time to give it away.
Yeah.
Imma give that back to you." Instead
Yeah.
of being like, "No, I don't think
Nope,
so.
nope, nope, it
I'm
was
not taking that back." Like, whatever their clothes come out like is what it comes out like. If they have something unusual that they're ironing and they need some help and guidance, that's what I'm here for. But
mhm.
I am not now all of a sudden gonna be like, "Imma iron all of their clothes again." Oh, no, no, no.
But, that's the other part of something I read too, that other women don't like to see other women live their soft life.
Mm,
Like, why do you get
there's a
to
jealousy there.
yeah, why do you get to live like that? Why do you get to enjoy that? Why do you get to that was one of the things that I was reading in comments. I go right back to this, Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, that when I was reading comments about her show, that was, like, the majority of some of the comments, like, "Who do you think you are? Why do you get to live?" And I'm thinking to myself, like, "Why wouldn't you want that?" Like, what like, what is so bad about her having a life that she has worked for, earned,
I think that's just
married into, whatever the case may be?
that's them seeing her life and not knowing how they can get that life, and then instead of trying to figure out how they can get that life or saying, "Oh my gosh, that's so wonderful.
Mhm,
I would like that life." They're like,
mhm,
"No, she doesn't deserve that because I can't have that life."
mhm, mhm,
That's where that comes from. It's not for her to now start questioning her choices.
mm,
It's the other person who needs to, like, I was told before when I was younger that I, like, laugh too much,
mhm,
smile too much. Are you kidding me?
mhm.
Like, who is telling people that they are smiling too much? Women, other women,
Yeah,
that
other
you're
women.
smiling too much, that you're laughing too much. And I'm thinking maybe you don't smile enough. Like, maybe you don't laugh enough. You're busy
Mhm.
trying to tell me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing less of because you're doing none of
None
it.
of it.
But all that says to me is that this is a reflection of something that you're lacking or something that you would like to have in your life. Like, you would like to be able to laugh easier. You would like to be able to smile more, but you can't.
It is so crazy to me. It is so crazy to me when I see so many women on social media putting other women down for the littlest of thing. Like, they'll take away something joyful, like a woman celebrating something, and it's like they take it away. They'll say, "Oh, she should have did something with her hair, but congratulations, I'm glad for her." It is astonishing to me how many women put other women down through comments and stuff on social media, or the backhand compliments, or the negative, and then that I'm happy for. No, you're not. No, you're not. There's no way you can be. You completely started this sentence off with something so negative and then said, but if that's what she likes, I'm happy for her. Are you kidding me? No, don't fool yourself. You are not happy for her. And secretly you're looking for her to have, a demise.
To fall so that you can then be like, "See, I told
Yeah.
you soft life was not what it was
Isn't
all
that
cracked
what it's
up
for?
to be."
Yeah.
waiting for her husband to cheat on her or something. Like, see, he ain't like all that soft life either. He, was busy out doing whatever, and they are just acting as though they're really happy for you, but not. But again, that comes from the lack of being, right? Because if you're busy working on yourself and you're busy figuring out ways to relieve your own stress, you're
Yeah.
busy figuring out ways for you to live with ease, you're busy figuring out ways for you to like unload things from
Mhm.
your plate, or you're figuring out things that bring you joy and gratitude, then you're not gonna be in a space where
Mhm.
you're angry about somebody else, because if you're looking for ways, your own joy, then when other people are joyous, that can also bring you joy, right? Like,
The
that can
joy
al
is contagious.
yeah,
Is contagious.
like
Laughter
laughter.
contagious. It really is. When people tap out of joy and refuse to allow it to do the thing that it's supposed to do, that is a hateful spirit. I'm sorry. It just really is a hateful spirit. Hate and unhappiness walk into a room. I don't care if there's 100 people in the room and everyone's laughing and everyone's joking. If one person walks in that room and walks through that circle and has any type of hate, energy, or tension on them, I swear you feel it immediately.
Yeah,
Feel
yeah.
it immediately. That's just how powerful, unhappiness and hate and that type of energy, it is super powerful. So in order for you to stay there in that muck and in that moment, it's exhausting. It really is. I'm here to tell you from experience, it is exhausting to be there.
No,
And
it could
it's
be pulling you
exhausting to the
down.
people around you. It's exhausting to the people around you. I've had my husband call me on the carpet. I've had my daughter call me on the carpet like, "Who are you hanging around? Because you are changing. Your spirit is changing. So who are you hanging around? You're different. Your character is different."
Mhm.
So, and we need those type of people in our life to say, "What the hell is happening with you? Who you talking to? Because someone is poisoning you."
Right, right. Well, I mean, it's good when you have those kinds of people, but some people, they don't have that. Their circle are people that are like them, like just negative, and ain't
Because
nothing
that's
good
who good to
happening
run to.
for anybody. Right, and nothing good happening for anybody. Misery loves company, so they're not looking for any good things to happen to you, and they know nothing's good is gonna happen to them. So as long as you all are in that same low place together,
Mhm.
then you're
Everybody's happy.
or unhappy, happy and unhappy.
Unhappy to be unhappy.
Yes.
If that's what she
That
like,
negative energy just draws more negative. But if you're in it, I don't know that you always recognize it
I
sometimes. But
agree.
again, it's
I
nice
agree.
to have people who can
I agree because if you're in the stench, you don't always smell it. It
no, and
takes
everybody
somebody
else
from
smells
con
the same. So you're
Yeah.
like, "Do we
Mhm.
really smell?" Like,
Yeah.
you don't smell.
Yeah. Someone coming in from the outside to say, "There's a stench, something's happening." No, I agree.
Yeah.
The soft life. So my recommendation from experience, from life, from having a family that tries to help me to gear toward it, from therapy, my experience and my advice on trying to live the soft life is do one thing first. Just try one thing, as simple as one thing, something that doesn't need you to buy anything, to use any money, resources, anything. Just one thing. Just try one simple thing that can gear you toward being and not doing.
Yes, I was trying to find my list here of things that we were talking about before that you can do, like, right where you are.
Mhm.
Well, I think we talked about it a little bit. Like, we said a few things, like you can take your mornings back
Mm.
and take 5 minutes or 10 minutes when you get up, not to do anything for anybody, not to look at your phone, not to see what new requests have come in, what new messages, not to read any bad news, but literally, like, just create a morning for yourself. That's it. Whether it's just stillness, whether it's prayer, whether it's journaling, or whether it's just simply sitting quietly. That actually works too.
Yeah.
I know we're told that we should be always doing and going and talking and engaging and stuff. Sitting quietly is a way to get back to yourself as well.
Yeah.
Like, do that.
I
Also,
have I have a Peloton and it has like a sleep meditation app on there. And one time I was sitting on my mat doing this sleep meditation. I'll lay back and it's like 10, 15 minutes. It's just literally a sleep meditation and it puts you out. And my husband was on the bed and he was reading or talking or doing something. But it was the funniest thing because when it was over, I looked up and he was knocked out. So sleep meditation, it works.
help to
It
sleep.
helps. So if you need I'm saying that to say if you need help, calming your brain down, sometimes, there are some free apps out there too, or go out on YouTube. There's some white noise or soft music, rain, the sound of rain, if rain really puts you, I know water signs, we love rain and the sound of rain. So there's tools out there to help you to just kind of wind down, even if it's just 5 minutes.
Mhm. Yeah. Or you can do like we did when we were younger, you can just count some sheep to yourself. It's like, "Go count some sheep. Lay down." I was like, "I can't sleep." My mom used to say that, "Count sheep." I'm
Count the
like,
sheep.
"What sheep am I counting? Man, ain't no sheep. We live in city. Ain't no damn sheep out here." Like, in your head, just count sheep.
Count the rats.
Count backwards from 100, or something like this.
Oh, that was mine. That was my girl. Count backwards from 100.
Yeah, but I think that those were actually very good tools that we didn't realize because
Yeah,
now
yeah.
you're focused on the counting. You're not
You're
focused
not on all the
on
crap that's
worries.
going on in your head.
Right, or all of the things that are spinning around in your head. Now you're just counting the sheep that you see, like, jumping in front of you, which is distracting your brain enough that it actually might, like, put you to sleep or
Yeah.
just take some space from all of the other, like, noise, So taking your morning back is great, and I'm not even saying you need to have some kinda crazy rich person's routine, because it's like, "Oh, what do the rich people do? Oh, they wake up at 5. Oh, they start exercising. Oh, they journal. Oh, they read 30 minutes. Oh, they no, 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 no. We're only talking about something small where you can get back to yourself at the beginning of the day because it also can set the tone. I find that it helps to set the tone for the day. You
Yeah, but to be fair, you say that's some rich person's, that's their system, but that's how they get their day started without chaos.
Well,
They
I mean, you don't have to add all those
no,
things, because they
yeah,
have like a whole routine of,
right. No,
what
just
they're doing the first hour.
something
Yeah.
simple. Even sitting up on the bed and putting your feet on the floor and grounding yourself.
Or
For
stretching.
2 or
You could
3
just
minutes,
stretch.
yeah.
As old as we are, stretching is a good thing. And
Make
because
yeah,
you
get
get
this
out and something
stretching day.
like I was walking with one of my counselors at school today up the stairs. I was like, "Oh my god, my knee." She said, "What happened?" I said, "Nothing." I said, "Nothing has to happen. When you get to be my age," I said, "you just wake up and then something's hurting, and you can rack your brain all day. Like, did I
Yeah.
bump my knee? Did I kick something in my sleep? No, it's just hurting right now. It'll probably just go away later, hopefully,
That's what
but
my husband said. He's
out
a
of
he's
nowhere."
a disabled vet, and he said, he was somewhere today and they were closing, and he said they said, 5 minutes, and he was walking out, and he said he was still walking, and the lady said, "Well, did you hear me say 5 minutes?" And he said, "Yeah, but you saying 5 minutes does not change how my bones move, how I'm walking. We move how we move. You could have said 5 seconds. I'm still gonna move at the pace that I'm moving."
As fast as I can.
I know. My doctor
Really
asked me how
quick.
did I hurt my knee, and I was like, "Walking." "What do you mean?" "Did I hurt my knee?" "Is that a trick question?" Like, I'm
I guess he's thinking
I'm
you
not a
out here
football
doing,
player.
gymnastics.
I'm not a baseball player. I'm
You're not
60. I
roller
was
skating
literally
anymore.
just walking. I was living. That's how I heard it.
Yeah, just stood up, one step in front of the other. You put one
There
foot.
you go. There you go.
Next thing I
Soft
know,
life. Soft life, ladies. Grab
money.
hold to it as much as you can, where
Yeah,
you
start
can.
with one thing,
Started with one thing
one
and
small
then you change
thing.
your lifestyle.
Yes, set a boundary, take back some of your morning, stop giving your time and energy to things that are not giving their time and energy
For
to
you.
you, you know. Try to get some, more rest, like just more sleep if you can. Just something that small that doesn't really cost you anything. Even if you increase it by 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Mm,
Try to figure out a way to get more sleep. Probably just putting your phone down sooner before you go to bed
yeah,
might be enough for some women, you
yeah,
know? And start a gratitude practice. I know that now it's a popular thing for people to journal and, write down things that they're grateful for. And I know some people think it's kind of woo woo and they don't know that it really matters, but it does. It actually does. It starts to like train your brain to look for the good things. It starts to find things that you're actually thankful for, not things that you're upset about, or because that those things are easy to find, right? But it's not always easy to find things that are good that are going on in your life. But if you start training your brain, then it'll actually find things. It's quite an instrument, that brain of ours.
speak it into existence. Yeah, keep saying every day, "Today, something great is gonna happen. Today, I'm gonna give 5 minutes to myself.
Yeah.
Today, I'm gonna give 5 minutes to myself." Before you know it, you don't even have to say it, your body will be muscle memory, you will be giving yourself those 5 minutes, and those 5 minutes are gonna make you want more and more.
Yes. And these are all things that are free. Like we said,
Free,
we are not
free,
about that
free
thing.
99. Free
Right.
99.
You don't need to be on a boat in the Maldives, somewhere
Although
sitting.
that sounds really good,
That's great if
but
that's
you
your
don't
soft
have to be.
life, but that doesn't have to be the soft life for you. For you, it could just
It could
be
be a
that.
soft moment. It don't have to be a soft life, it could be a soft moment daily.
Mhm,
Just
mhm.
add on top of
But
it.
it can compound, right? Like, over
Add on top
time,
of it. Add
right?
on top of it.
If it starts reducing your stress level or starts allowing you to find more,
Mhm.
appreciation for the beautiful things in life, like, that can actually lead to what a softer life is.
Thank you, Kamisha.
Thank you, Denise. We are hoping that you ladies will share your comments with us if you
Really?
stayed along through our video to talk, to listen to us ramble on about the soft life. And is the soft life that you something that you think that you can attain?
And I mean, to the comment of who's funding this soft life, it's not about money. Mm-mm. It's not
No.
about money, it's about you. What
Right.
can you do for you for a few minutes a day to get you in a space where you can tackle the rest of the day, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's free 99.
Free 99. Keep blooming, ladies.
Keep blooming. Bye.
Toodles.